Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now, if you watched the last video, you'll know my new series is all about van life, camping life, outdoorsy world. But before that, I did say I've got a couple of projects that I really want to get done, and this is one of the first. These don't really fit into any category, but they're just really fun, random projects. Now, first up, Lia Dia Designs. You guys, if you've been with me a while, will know I have worked with Lia Dia Designs multiple times on my channel. Now, this was sent to me some time back, so I owe Lia Dia Designs a huge apology. This has been sitting there and it kind of got buried, and yes, so huge apology. Look at this. Look at this. This is a huge stained glass window resin frame. Absolutely beautiful. Now, if you do not know Lia Dia Designs, I of course will leave all the links down below. Check out their website because my goodness me, guys, this is massive, but you can go all the way from teeny tiny little keyrings all the way up to this multiple different designs, you name it, it's on there. Go check them out. This is measuring, as you saw on screen, I've got too fast in the voiceover. I think it's around 26 centimeters by 35 centimeters, and it is covered in a protective brown paper, sticky paper. What's the word I'm looking for? It's clear backed with a black frame. So basically all of the brown that you can see is a protective paper layer, which of course will be coming off. So don't just think, oh, it's brown, I don't like it. It's actually a black frame. Now, this is the retro frame, and of course personalized with my own name in the middle. You can of course get anything in the middle that you desire, but do check out the website and it will explain how to go about it. Now, first up, taking everything off that does not need to be there. I realized this was bumpy and lumpy and it needed to be flat, realizing that the two hooks were protected with cardboard, so I've taken them off. Now, you saw me pushing down on the surface. The reason I'm pushing down on the surface is because the top layer is stuck to the bottom layer, but the instructions do say, like, once you get it out of the packaging, just make sure that it is adhered, right? It is stuck down. I'm guessing it's double-sided tape, but of course, this has been sitting in my craft room for too long, more time than I want to admit. So I am making sure that that is firmly pressed down. The resin I'm using in today's video is the stunning crystal clear Apex resin. This is a UK-based firm. They do ship worldwide. So again, I'll leave their details down below alongside your discount code. This is measurable 1:1 by volume. Now, I made up way too much resin, most unlike me, guys. I made 400 grams. I did 200A, 200B. I mixed it by hand and then I put it on my resin mixing machine, but I did get excess resin out of that. Now, colors. I don't know why I only showed you two, but of course I will show you all five. I'm using the seaweed mica powder from Petra Youngblood, again on Etsy, just paint. I will leave that link below. I'm also using chocolate brown mica powder. Now, that is by a company that are no longer in operation. So any chocolate brown, or again, whatever design you go for from the website, of course, the colors are up to you. So this is all just the colors I decided to use. Now, the last time I worked with Lia Dia Designs, many of you said, Claire, leave the brown protective paper on the top. Because in my last video, and when I've worked with these products before, I've always removed the brown protective paper from the surface, right? So I can I don't know why, all right? I don't know why. And so many of you were like, Claire, leave it on. It's going to protect the black framing from your resin. So leave it on until the end. And I decided to do it this time. So thank you all so much for your advice. Now, the colors I chose, I really just picked out. I guess some would call them autumnal colors. Some would call them 70s. So again, this isn't in the 70s era series, but this is just all my favorite colors. Autumnal, 70s, and honestly, browns, greens, yes please, I'm here for it. And of course, my absolute favorite color in the world, blue. So I decided to go for all 5 colors. Now, here's the thing. The frame itself is very Art Deco, Art Nouveau, you know, so you really could go with any colors you want. My plan here was to keep it symmetrical, mirrored. What I do on the left, I'm doing on the right. What I do on the top, I'm doing on the bottom. My plan was to not pour too much. I don't want to pour over. I'm pouring with intention, and I want a separation of color. I don't want two colors touching where it shouldn't be, right? So in my head, I'm like, right, blue has to go first because blue is the center of the star of the show, the main character energy. Blue is my favorite color. My name is gonna be blue, and blue therefore has to be first and foremost, center, top, left, right, you name it, I'm putting blue. So really, I didn't draw out a plan of where each color's gonna go. I just eyeballed it and figured out what color goes next to each other best, right? So whilst quite often I love a no rules, no plans, chuck it all in kind of video, with something like this, there has to be a plan, unless you like psychedelic. And then you don't need a plan at all. You can do whatever you want with whatever you want. At the end of the day, art is art. And however you decide to finish these stained glass windows or these pattern designs off from Lia Dia Designs, entirely up to you. Don't listen to me. I'm not here to tell you what to do. For me personally, in this project, I needed it to be symmetrical. I needed it to be whatever's happening on the left is happening on the right. When it comes, oh guys, listen, and don't be like me. Look at this. Don't be like me. Oh, a lot of this video is sped up. Now, when I transferred all the footage, it was 1 hour, 35 minutes worth of footage. I have to speed this up. There's absolutely no way anyone's going to sit through this in real time because, believe it or not, I was going very, very slowly. The last thing I want to do at this point is pour too much resin into each cavity for it to come up and over the paper. I don't want to trap the paper. I kept thinking, I've got to save the paper, so whilst it looks fast, I have sped the video up. In reality, I was going very, very slowly. I had cotton buds on hand because there was quite a few spills. There honestly was quite a few spills. Now, of course, if you are not filming, I of course was filming, right? And sometimes I feel like it's harder to do something when you're filming it. If it's just you and you're chilling and you're relaxed in your craft room doing your own piece, then honestly, you could take days to do it. There's no rules, right? So you could do one color one day and then come back to it a couple days later and do the next color. But of course, because I'm filming it all in one go. I'm creating it all in one go. And there is a higher risk of bleeding and one color seeping out and over into the next color. So I was just trying to be super conscious of it. Now, it got to the point where we had to deal with the teeny tiny gaps, okay? You could use a pipette for this or a squeezy bottle. I'm not gonna lie, I wish I thought of the squeezy bottle before I even got to this point. Like, the big areas are easy to fill, but the teeny tiny areas, like the diamonds, the top left, bottom right diamonds, you know, they're easy, but again, a squeezy bottle or a pipette would have been easier. Now, at this point, I was getting Tiffany lamp vibes. Anyone else getting Tiffany lamp vibes? Because at the end of the day, this is a very retro, like I said at the beginning, Art Deco, Art Nouveau, whichever one. Never quite sure. I think one's got lines, stripes and rectangles and one's got curves, but don't quote me on it. Imagine this in a Tiffany lamp color ways, like bright blue, red, yellow, green. Oh my gosh, green and red. Oh, stunning. Stunning. Now, at this point, I didn't even realize I'd left out the triangles at the bottom. I was like, oh, it's only honestly right here filming. I was like, do I do them? Do I actually fill them in? Please tell me I fill them in. Luckily I did fill them in. I did finish it. I honestly finished and I filled in every single cavity. But sometimes watching, guys, look at this. Seriously, I put the cup down. Now see how long it takes me to realize what I've done. 3 to 5 working days. I'm not even kidding. I put the cup down. I didn't even clock that it had tipped over and was now leaking yellow into brown. It could have been worse. It could have been the other way around. So we do eventually see it and we do eventually clean it up. But just don't be like me. And again, I'm not rushing. I'm genuinely taking my time. I'm not rushing. So yeah, that's just, I think it's just Claire's Crafty Corner. If you are new here, hello. Welcome to the mess that is Claire's Crafty Corner. I feel like at this point, the channel should genuinely get a rebrand and just like Claire's messy. That's it. Claire's messy. Not even Claire's messy corner. This is me realizing what I'd done and I just left the cup sitting there. I tried to scoop out as much of the yellow as possible, but it's just one of those things. It doesn't really take away from the end result. Now, I did spend a lot more time at this point going back around with the blue. The squeezy bottle was a game changer. I wish I did the whole piece with squeezy bottles. The amount of control, I felt so much more in control using a squeezy bottle than any cup. Small cup, big cup, little cup, pipette. I hate pipettes. I'm not a big pipette fan at all. Squeezy bottles, yes please, all day long. Now to clean these out, you simply leave them with the lid off, upside down. Most of the resin will pour out, and what doesn't pour out can be crunched out. It doesn't stick. It's a beautiful polyplastic. And the same with the lid. You can literally use your Cricut weeding tool, shove it in the lid, get all the excess resin out, use your bottle again many times. So they're really easy to clean. I used another squeezy bottle to finish off with that stunning green colour from Petra Youngblood, and then just these teeny tiny little areas. I didn't want to put just a tiny amount of brown in another squeezy bottle, so I decided to use a lollipop stick and just get into those itty bitty teeny little crevices and nooks and crannies and just get it finished up. Now, everything is symmetrical, I think. If you can see any mistakes, please let me know in the comment section down below. As far as I can see, I got everything pretty spot on and symmetrical. The only part that's not going to be, of course, is the big rectangular blocks either side of Claire. Now, imagine this with any design, any name, your house name, anything on there if you've got a house name, multiple colours. Imagine this in pink and white, you know, a little girl's room with little stickers on. You could add flowers into this. You can add temporary tattoos, or you can just do whatever you want to do with this. Now, this is not the only design on the website. Like I said, there are literally hundreds to choose from. So at this point, I walked away, kept my fingers crossed, and this was the next day. And trust me, I babysat this. I went over this over and over and over with cotton buds. Like, where is the resin over? Where do I need to keep an eye on? Where am I going to encounter problems? And look at this. I still got problems. Okay, I got 99 problems and resin is one of them. I still had problems. So whilst I spent time using cotton buds and cleaning up all of those edges, making sure that the paper was peel-offable the next day, I still didn't do a good enough job of it. So the back, oh my gosh, guys, look at this. It's like Christmas. I'm telling you, it is like Christmas. Now, Lia Dia, if this was reversed, like if my name was reversed and backwards, how stunning would this be if this was now the front, right? I'm basically asking a designer to change her entire life because of me, because I'm too messy to make it look good the other way round. I am kidding, Lia Dia. I am kidding, of course. But how gorgeous would it be if that already said Claire, right? Because look at it. Stunning, stunning finish. Not a single spillover, and then we turn it back to reality. Get back to reality. Oh, there goes rabbit. Because look at this. Now, the only reason it looks like this is because I now have to peel off the brown tape. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's not my favorite thing to do. Now, it was coming off absolutely beautifully. It is designed to protect the frame whilst you're working, if you do a good job of it, right? And of course, with all of my intentions of keeping it neat and making sure that nothing is too domed, making sure that nothing is in danger of spilling up and over and trapping the paper, I didn't do a very good job, guys. Look at this. Like, what's going on? So basically, it was a chore. It shouldn't have been a chore to get the paper off. Because if you do it neatly and properly, like unlike myself, the paper comes off like a dream. As you can see here, in areas that I didn't mess up, the paper just comes off. But like I said, 3 to 5 business working days later, I honestly gave up. Like I gave up for camera, guys. I will eventually get this paper off. I'm not selling it. I'm going to keep it. It's for me. But here's the thing. In real life, okay, I got 90% of the paper off, just to show you what this looks like. And 10% is still on there. In real life, in reality, I'm going to have this up on my window, hanging in my craft room window, and or in my, I've got an actual internal window. Right now, you can't even see that the paper's still on there, okay? And I will argue... I won't. I really won't. I'm not an argumentative person. I tend to just block and ignore for the rest of it. No, I'm kidding. I will argue that with light behind it, you can't see the paper. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Now, here's the thing. I didn't even talk about it at the beginning of the video, but I intentionally avoided transparent colours, right? It is a stained glass window effect, but I didn't want a stained glass window. I wanted block, opaque, thick, juicy, gorgeous mica powders, right? And it was not my intention or my expectation that I would be able to get that amount of light flooding through this because I've used mica block colours. But look at this. Stunning. If this does not look like a stained glass window that most Victorian houses or that era has above your front door, like so many houses in the UK that are Victorian and people have kept the original features, so many front doors and windows in these houses still have windows just like this, allowing all that natural light to flood through those beautiful stained glass panels. I am obsessed with this. I never genuinely expected so much light to be able to flood through it. I didn't. I truly didn't. And I'm happy about it. I'm actually happy the way it turned out. I absolutely love it. Again, that paper will be coming off. Do remind me, guys, okay? Check in with me. What am I now? I'm 48. I'm going to be 50 next year. Check in with me on my 95th birthday and ask me, did I get that paper off? And I'll tell you the truth. I hope you feel inspired. Lia Dia, thank you so much for sending this over to me. I truly was able to zone out and really focus on this, listening to my radio. It was one of the most chilled resin sessions I've had in a long while. Thank you so much. And guys, for everyone else, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I hope you feel inspired. Do check out the website. Hundreds of different designs to choose from, not just this massive stained glass window. Everything all the way from teeny tiny itty bitty little bees, ladybirds, mushrooms, all the way up to whatever you've ever seen on my channel. Quite frankly, there's too much choice. I will see you all next time. Bye.